Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, fellow StarCraft fans. Shinigami coming back at you for my first ever fan submission. I'm going to try and start doing a fan submission once every week. I will put a link up, I guess, for my email address for it. It is zerglinglemming@yahoo.com. I will try to put a link up on this game just to make sure everybody's got it. I do like playing my own games, but definitely like casting games where I don't know the outcome. It's very interesting, and it's a good test of my casting abilities. And yeah, it's just something I like to do. It's always fun to cast friends' games or fans' games, or somebody that you're in contact with, because then you can get feedback on how you casted their game, on things they noticed that you didn't, or things they did that you might have missed. So it is definitely a good tool. Zerg player letting his minerals get a little high, probably going for a quick expansion. This is a one of the newer maps, really large map, large being an understatement. Got destructible rocks over here and here, connecting these two, but whereas none of the players are here, won't be much of an issue. This long distance definitely favors the Zerg player. Is able to get an expansion out, though he didn't. He went straight for a spawning pool. Could get an expansion out relatively early right here. Not the easiest to defend from Protoss coming in. If they do get down the destructible rocks, they do have two ways to come at you, and they can go in your main or your expansion. But with the long distance, as long as you're scouting good, you should be able to pick up an attack and respawn, especially as the Zerg with that high larva count, respond with plenty of time. 175. Zerg's minerals getting a little high again. It's okay. It's okay. We are not platinum players. We are not. And by the way, this game was submitted by our Protoss player. I know him as Zag, so I'm going to call him Zag, but or maybe just blue Protoss, but XAOC. I'm sure that has some sort of pronunciation that I'm not even going to attempt. And then GZA the Genius. I'm not sure I want to know what that means. We do have a Roach Warren coming down, so this is possibly a one-based Roach play. Let's see if our Protoss hero goes for the 4-gate. If he does go for the 4-gate, it's going to be not as strong against the one-base Roach. One-base Roach is pretty much the counter for 4-gate push. As Zerg, you're definitely going to need to make sure that you're expanding. If your opponent does go for the 4-gate and you're going for the 1 Roach, the expansion going down now, but a very late expansion with getting the Roach Warren up. Check the production tab. We don't have any roaches coming out yet. So the Roach Warren is complete, but no roaches coming out. Now that the larva injection is done, there's probably going to be some... No, just more drones. More drones. Okay, that's interesting. We do have a Stalker coming out. Protoss player. There we go. He's throwing up his gates back here. Oh no! So he went for the White Ra opening, Gateway, Cybernetics Core, and then Robo. So potentially could be going for a quick Stalkers, or not quick Stalkers, quick Colossus, or just your standard Ra play with the Immortals, Zealots, and some Stalkers. Immortals very effective against roaches, so if that immortal count gets high, mixed with Zealots, those roaches will get torn through with the quickness. As the Queen slowly moves on down here. Got a creep tumor out already, so the creep will be expanding. Unfortunately, no energy for larva. Kind of interesting here. Building a spine crawler out in front without any info. I mean, there's no even potential threat of an attack coming. The 4-gate would be beginning to possibly move out right now on like a platinum player if he was going for a 4-gate, but yeah, if there's still plenty of time to get down spine crawlers if he was scouting better. And just throwing down inline spine crawlers. Got a couple of roaches out, 7 more building. So yeah, he's not droning up at all, Zerg player. He's just preparing for an attack, it looks like. But as you can see from the Protoss player, there's no attack coming anytime soon. Zag was not going for a quick attack. He looks like he's going tech, gate, robo, expo. So he does have his warp gates out. He's got 2 warp gates going right now. Hasn't started on that thermal lance upgrade. I'd definitely like to see that thermal lance coming out soon, especially since he's building Colossus. Colossus against Roach is not the most effective, so he's going to need to make sure that he gets out more ground troops to soak up that damage. Make sure he's using good use of those force fields as the roaches come in. And he does see the roaches, so I'm sure he'll be warping in more stalkers and sentries, and more roaches coming out, more roaches being built. So he's building a lot of roaches. No saturation, all those roaches, and not doing any economic stuff over here on his natural. The Zerg player really isn't ahead of the Protoss player, especially as we see that drone, the probe transfer coming over to the natural now for the Protoss player, for Zag, our blue hero. Throwing up the double gas. If you're going to be going early Colossus, you're definitely going to need a lot of gas, a lot more gas than one base can provide. With all those roaches, he did switch from Colossi to... Let's see, where did his observer go? There's the observer. Just observer checking out, seeing what's around, and uh-oh, no, an overseer. Get him out. Get the observer out of there. Okay, the observer made it. But yeah, with all those roaches, no Zerglings, Colossus are not going to be the most effective tool. So he knows that, getting out Immortals. Is upgrading the Thermal Lance, finally. More drones coming out, more drones. If we check the income tab, you can see Protoss is definitely ahead. Just goes to show that, you know, 2-base Protoss is more efficient in mining than a 2-base Zerg. Zerg to stay even right now, or to be ahead, would have to be on... as I eat my words, as the minerals jump ahead. What did he do? Oh, okay, so he transferred to gas, and more coming to transfer on the minerals here, and should be back up to about even here in a second. Yeah, definitely as the Zerg finally starts to get some gas. So as you can see, the Protoss ball is starting to get bigger here. The more in the Protoss ball, the deadlier it gets. Army size, about the same, so confrontation right now probably wouldn't do anybody any good. Going for that Roach Hydra composition, that is a very, very deadly composition. As long as he can save the Colossus, keep the Colossus from getting killed, should be able to take out those Hydralisks very easily, unless the player is really good at microing those roaches to soak up damage and keeping the Hydras in the background. Let's see if he's got the Hydra upgrade. No, he does not have the Hydra range upgrade. If there's an encounter, that is going to be very, very much a problem. Yeah, you do not want... Wow, why did he put these? Oh, okay, he's got the creep tumors up here. Well, if those creep tumors get taken out, though, he loses sight up here, and that could be very bad for those spine crawlers. Hiding him down here, right in this corner, I mean, you know, whether he's doing it for distance, is really not a good idea, because if you do lose sight up here, they're done, and there's really no choke point that they're really defending. Like them down here, it just makes it harder for Zealots to get to him, which I don't think Zealots is going to be the main issue. Oh, we have an Immortal drop going on. And a warp in. Nice. Very nice. Very nice. Love this. Love this play. Love this. Taking out the drones. The drone count is dropping as the Zerg player scrambles to get back here. Let's see if he pulls these Immortals back, or if he just goes ahead and lets them get sacrificed. Trying to take down the Roach Warren. It's almost down. Roach Warren goes down. There goes the Immortals. There goes the Zealots. Get the Warp Prism out of here. Get the Warp Prism. Get the Warp Prism out. Get it out. And we do have a 2-pronged attack, so here comes in the front door. Oh, and those Hydras are just going to get eaten up. by these Colossus. Oh, get that Colossus out there. Throw up Guardian Shield. Oh, man. They just got roasted by the Colossi. Oh, but man, he just let all his sentries get taken out. All his poor sentries. No Guardian Shield, no Force Fields. Oh, that's a tragedy. This next encounter coming up would have been a lot better for our Zerg, or our Protoss player. Yeah, definitely should have fallen back. Definitely should have fallen back. Saved the Colossus and the I can never remember the name of those damn things. Void Rays. There we go. So I definitely like the two-pronged attack here, sending in the Immortals, doing some damage here, and then coming in the front door, taking out this. Would have liked to have seen a push more into here, but that's okay. That's okay. Should have pulled back those forces. Poor Colossus got taken out for no real good reason. That second one. The first one ate up a lot of Hydralisks, so that was cool. I think the Warp Prism. Let's go to the losses, see how we're doing. Yeah, so in the end, but look at the income. It's going to take a while for him to replenish those drones. Income is definitely in huge favor. Unfortunately, army size is not. The Zerg is building up, now at 103, getting up a very big composition. Protoss, don't move out. Don't you do it. I want to see Protoss taking a third expansion here. I would really like to see them go for a third expansion here right now. Zerg player trying to use up some of those minerals. Definitely getting that army count high, 113. Uh-oh, here it comes. Here it comes, Protoss. He does have cannons up, so he will be able to take this force and fall back to the cannon line here. He's got a wall off for the most part here. The Zerglings could run through, though. I better be ready with some force fields or with something to block this right here in case the Zerglings decide to just bum rush the stage. Okay, there comes some sentries, so hopefully we'll see some good force fields. Here comes the Zerg player. Now in sight. The Colossus. Here comes the engagement. No force fields, no Guardian Shields. Oh, the Colossus is getting focused down. Only the Colossus falling back. Nobody else is falling back. But it looks like the Protoss will clean this up pretty easy with all those stalkers. Two Colossi do go down. Might have been able to save one of those. But here comes the counter push. Protoss definitely sensing some weakness in the Zerg's going to move out. Wonder if he has an observer in the comp here. I don't see it. Don't think he has any observers, but it'd be nice to start taking out some of those creep tumors. And here comes more Hydralisks, but with that composition that Protoss got going right now with those Colossi just standing in the back, yeah, there's GG. There's just nothing the Zerg player could have done. Alright, thanks for tuning in to my first ever fan submission. Stay tuned.